Henry saw Thomas waiting up ahead. "Look, Henry," tooted Thomas. "There are lots of heavy freight cars." "Here comes Gordon," whistled Thomas. "And here comes big, strong Henry," hooted Henry. Then there was trouble. The freight cars were very heavy. Once Henry had started them rolling, they wouldn't stop. "Help!" cried Henry. Whoa! Toby buffered up behind Gordon. Then he pushed with all his might. Gordon didn't move. "Is that the best you can do?" Gordon snorted. "They should have sent a proper engine." Toby was about to give up, but then he remembered what Thomas had said. "I can do it. I can do it," Toby panted. Toby pushed harder and harder. Suddenly, Gordon's wheels started to move. Toby kept pushing. His engine roared. His axles ached. Gordon moved slowly up the hill. When Percy saw Toby pushing, he blew his whistle with excitement. "You can do it, Toby! Go on!" cried Percy. Toby huffed and puffed and chuffed, but at last he pushed Gordon right to the top of the hill. Gordon was impressed. Now his express would run on time. Toby was tired, but he was very proud. "I did it!" he puffed excitedly. Murdoch passed by pulling a long train, and the carpet suddenly dropped onto one of his freight cars. "It is a magic carpet," wailed Percy, "and it's going without me." Percy chased after Murdoch. "Wait for me!" he cried. "Please, wait!" But Murdoch didn't hear Percy. Murdoch passed through Marin Station. James was taking on passengers. "Help!" cried Percy. "Murdoch has got my magic carpet!" "There's no such thing as a magic carpet," huffed James. Just then, the carpet lifted off Murdoch's freight car and glided onto Toby's roof. "See?" cried Percy. "It is magic. It can fly." Percy raced after Toby.
Finally, the passengers were on board. Mighty Mac puffed through the countryside on the way to the campsite. "We have to get there before dark," chuffed Mighty, "so we'll have to work extra hard." Then in the mountains, there was a fork in the track. Mighty wanted to go left. "This way," he puffed. "No, go the other way," shouted Mac. But Mighty was already pulling them past the fork. Mac was cross. The next time they came to a fork in the track, Mac wanted to go the other way again. "This way," he puffed, and he pulled Mighty back to the junction. And then pushed them back up the other line. Now Mighty was cross. They puffed through the mountains, And whenever they came across a junction, Mighty would push one way, then Mac would pull the other. The holidaymakers were having a very bumpy ride. They spilt their tea and their buns went flying. But Mighty Mac pressed on. Then there was trouble. They had arrived at a dead end.
Thomas puffed into the yard and backed up to the paint freight cars. But Diesel was in the yard too. "Now I'll show Thomas who's best," Diesel whispered, and he gave the freight cars an extra hard shunt. Paint cans flew into the air and splattered down all over Thomas. There was green paint, yellow paint, and red paint. Thomas looked very silly indeed. "Stripey boiler," laughed Diesel, and he rolled away. "I'll show those Diesels," puffed Thomas. So the next time Thomas saw Harry, he gave him a biff. And when Harry saw James, he gave him a bump. Soon the Diesels and the Steamies were biffing